Okay. Hello.
Hello, Maria.
Hi. Hi there.
Hi.
At last.
Yeah. So lovely to meet you. I've I've been listening to your voice for many hours, and
Wow.
I must say, I'm actually a little bit overwhelmed,
Why?
because it's very rare in my life to encounter someone whose wisdom is so alive and profound.
Wow. I appreciate that. It's an honor for me. Thank you very much for the comments. It is true that I have been uh, delving into this matter for many years, actually. And it's really exciting to find out what the Greek language hides and conveys. And this is the amazing thing, that this is a cosmic code inside the words. And from the lessons that I give lessons on philosophy, and I have a lot of uh, attendance, a lot of participants, about 70 every time, from all over the world, from all over the continents. And there are Greeks spread, everywhere. And it's amazing how the new technology gives you this possibility to be in touch with other people that are really thirsty for knowledge. And it's touching, really.
It is as if you are, in some sense, a kind of a midwife or a doula. You are in a sense you are resurrecting the memory of
Maybe, yeah.
with whom those who study with you. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Exactly. It's something that really wakes something inside you, wakes up something inside you.
yes.
And this is exactly how the philosophy works. That Proclus is a very important, like dean of the Platonic Academy, 450 AD after Christ, about 800 years after Plato, and his comments makes us understand the depth of the Socratic logos. And he says that the first thing you should do is listen from somebody else about this wisdom. And this is what he calls a learning that is motivated by an external factor. This is what it means, the words in Greek he uses. And after that, there is another motivation from inside you. And there is the learning that is activated by an internal factor, which is your connection with the divine. And this comes like a flash, unexpectedly. It's amazing. And I have experienced. I mean, to be clear about what I say is that when I wrote my Odyssey, one book on the Odyssey about the explanation on a psychological level, this is a trip of the soul in the material world to reach something, to reach somewhere. And after I did this and I explained Homer based on the etymology of keywords that he uses. For example, the word cave in Greek has two ways of saying a cave. The one is andron and the other is spileon or speos or speos. And there is a difference in meaning. It's not many people thought that Homer uses either andron or speos, depending on the metric, because
Mhm.
all the verses have what we call metro,
Mhm.
and this is specific, way to say these words. But this is not the real case. And it's amazing because when I realized from what I thought what he means in many cases, in my second edition of my Odyssey, I found, and I added this in the book, the proof of what I say, exactly the same way of thinking inside ancient scripts. And I go, how come I thought of that and this was written 2000 years ago? It's amazing. And the analysis of Homer given by other philosophers were exactly the same as the one I thought of, and I said, okay, this must be the explanation. And in my first edition, I write, this is my view, my point of view. And the second edition is the proof of this view. Because 4 years later, I found exactly the same way of thinking and the same explanation in philosophical scripts. It's amazing.
Oh, there's so much in what you have said so far that I wish to explore. This path of the soul is like, perhaps, and feel free to, correct me. It's as if something that has been wound up, it is being unwound, right? Through the path of our lives, it is like an unwinding. And the unwinding is, in a sense, a bit like a musical thing where it is being conducted from above.
Yes.
Right?
To make the tone. I mean, to have the coarse tone there.
Yes.
How you say? Yes, exactly.
And I too have experienced something very unexpected and shocking and profound in my own quest to understand the nature of birth and death and time and light and justice and injustice and all of these things. In English, we have this word that perhaps is related to the idea of the path of the soul. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is metempsychosis.
Metempsychosis.
Yes. And
yeah.
When you were speaking about the difference between the academic understanding of Plato's use of the words for cave, which they say have something to do with meter and his choice poetically, sort of as the pulse of the text, right? And yet,
yes, exactly.
I know when I'm listening to you speak, it's not cognitive knowledge.
Yeah.
It's this other thing, it's recognition. I recognize that you have seen, not from the academic point of view, but from the point of view of the light from which these matters originate, coupled in a way lesser, in a lesser way, coupled with the academic's analytical power. But it is driven by insight.
Yes, exactly. Insight. Yes. Exactly. You are to the point. This is exactly because what I found out that I feel, and I explain the Homer, for example, in my own way, it was not taught to me by any academic background or something. My academic background is in chemical engineering. It has nothing to do with Homer. Actually, it has a lot to do with Homer because mathematics and all this science actually derives from the Greek thought. That's why all the names of scientific fields and domains are Greek origin. All the names. I mean, this, what we call ancient Greek religion or philosophy or science, are synonyms. This was the amazing thing that attracted me in the first place. They said, wow, how come, for example, the field of the vacuum that we say, have you ever heard of that? The field of the vacuum, whatever space we see between the stars and galaxies and all this it's not vacuum. It's actually, it's like a big, it's generation, a big generation, let us say, of particles, that at the moment that they are created, they vanish at the same time, unless there is an energy, a spiral in form that goes inside them and gives them existence, gives them life. And this has been proved by quantum physics. And it's amazing. And I found in Plato the explanation and not the explanation, the description of this, which when you read it, sounds really weird. I mean, because it says, what is this that is never born and always exists? And what is this that has never been born, that once it was born but never existed? And you say, okay, he must be crazy here. What is this? And this is the field of the vacuum. This is how we call it in quantum physics. Or like the quantum continuum, you know, that the time and the space, you don't differentiate, you know, past, future, and present. Everything is, you know, one. Mm-hmm. And when you said that 100 years ago, you would be considered, you know, crazy. Nobody could believe you. And now, the nature of the electron, which is it's a dual. There is a duality in the nature of the electron. It is a body, like a particle, which has an existence, a mass with a mass, and a wave that cannot see.
Right. And it is fulfilling exactly what you said. It exists, though it was never born. And it was born, yet it does not exist.
Yes.
Right?
See, and see, I am a duality myself. You cannot see the brain waves, but I am a pulse. Yeah, the snakes. Yes, the snakes. The snakes in the Medusa.
Medusa, yes.
Exactly. These snakes are the encephalogram. You know this.
Yeah, the encephalogram.
So you encephalogram. This is. The brain here is called enkephalos.
Yes. Enkephalos.
N is the word in, is the word endos in ancient Greek, which means inside. And the word in derives from endos. And the word kephali is the head. So what is in kephali is enkephalo, you see?
Yes. These things. Oh, also, okay, earlier you said there was something very important here when certain ancient, perhaps Greeks and others, were very concerned about the invention of writing. And they were very concerned about the invention of writing in part because of something that you said, I think, which is that there is a call from outside, right? One who brings the knowledge and transmits the knowledge. And then there is a response from inside that reaches back toward the origin from which that first inspired the one who called. The origin is in them. It is in them, and it calls from them. And this is why I was actually nervous today. I'm very rarely nervous when I do conversations, but today I was nervous because while I was listening to you, I recognized so clearly this origin has gotten inside you, is speaking and calling to the world, and then people are responding, right? They recognize. And then something in them, it wants to be resurrected into anamnesis, into unforgiving.
Anamnesis, exactly. Because mnemi is memory.
Yes.
And ana means redo it. when you say in Greek ana is in the Latin or the English languages re or re, like
resurrect.
Mnisi, mnimi is memory, so bring back in the memory anamnesis.
Mnimi. So the pronunciation must be mnemosini.
Mnemosini, yeah, mnemosini.
Mnemosini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm amazed.
Yeah. I too understand something of this this way of knowledge that lives in you, it sings in you. I understand this way of knowledge about the little parts of words and something of their ancient origins in Greek and other languages. And during the experience I had, what was used to teach me was Hebrew. And Hebrew also has a gematria, which is a mystical encoding. I'm not sure that this wasn't stolen from Greek. I'm not sure. There are people who...
let me tell you something here. There are people that say that the Greek language originates from the Hebrew, and this is completely wrong. First of all, the Greek language has vowels. The 7 vowels respond to the 7 planets. And the vowels are solar origin, have solar origin, you see. You cannot say that a language which is based mainly on the vowels, because there are a lot of vowels in the words of the Greek language, originates from a language that has no vowels.
Yeah. No, I want to be clear. I want to be clear about what I was saying. So when I underwent my experience and the Hebrew was used to teach me, it was used because it was closer to my familiarity, right? It was chosen for this reason. And so I learned gematria and the sort of the encryption, the spiritual encryption of language and letters and the vowels. Like the vowels are very profound because what we call consonants, they are like the material forms. And the vowels are like the energy, right? In your presentation,
exactly.
You spoke...
The consonants correspond to the matter, and the vowels to the solar power.
Yes. And so
exactly right.
The spirit forms each of the consonants. They are expressions of different characters of the spirit. And this resembles what you were speaking of when you talked about the Greek centurion who had lost his son. And a man wrote him a letter about the death of his son in your presentation, your PowerPoint. I cannot remember the names. The man wrote him a letter and he said, do not be concerned. Death, there is no death. What there is...
You mean Apollonius of Tyana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not be concerned.
And he wrote a letter to this. He was
a general?
A general, yes, in the army with 1,000 soldiers under him in Rome, in ancient Rome. And he says the letter is not long; it's about 2 to 3 pages, and he explains exactly that the death is a transcendence to another state, to more dimensions, and it's a transcendence to the state of the energy.
Yes.
When you take this energy to put it inside a material body, this is called genesis, means birth. The genesis in Greek is birth.
Yes.
So, so you have the same thing expressed in 2 different ways. With heavy matter means genesis, with pure energy means death. But nothing is lost.
Yes. Also, when when the energy comes into the form, it loses dimensionality. There are less dimensions in a way.
To interrupt you, form is the Greek word morphe.
Morphe. Morphe. Yeah.
Yes, morphe is the form. You see,
Meta.
there are many, you can't imagine, about 70% of the English, it has Homeric origin.
Yes, yes. I can imagine. I can actually imagine, right? Because to me, these things are, they're clear, and there are very, very few people with whom I can speak about them, because there are people who can understand them if they are curious and what is the right word? If their intelligence is complex, yeah. And everyone has all of the things, right? Everyone has intelligence, everyone is capable of insight.
Of course.
But it is,
we have mind inside us, yes.
Yes, but it is different. It is differently embodied in each person and in each phase of their life, right?
It depends on the state of evolution of the soul.
Yes.
This what stage of evolution are you? It's like having participation in the learning process. You start from the primary school, and then you go to the secondary school, and then university, and then PhD, and all the stuff, the postgraduate. You cannot expect from from a 7-year-old that goes to the first grade of the primary school, to understand the equations that are taught at least in the secondary school or at the university. So it's like the same thing. We come down here to learn. This is a learning process, and the learning process it has a certain target. And the target is how you can clear your conscience and your heart from negative feelings. This is very difficult. It's like having an ocean and somebody drops you, in the ocean, and he says, okay, now start swimming, otherwise you're drowned.
Yes, actually, I think it might be even stranger. It's like they drop you in the ocean and they say, now start drinking. Drinking. See, if you drink the whole thing. You must drink your way to dry land. Just keep drinking.
Drinking or swimming. That's why in the Odyssey, we see Odysseus trying to swim to reach the Phaeacians, how you say, Phaeacians we say.
I see.
The Phaeacians are the archangels. They like Archangel Michael or Gabriel or something like that. These are the Phaeacians, which
say this word more clearly. The fish. What are you saying?
Phaeacians in Greek. It's Phaeacia, something like that. It's the place where Odysseus Odysseus reaches before they send him back to Ithaca.
It's not Phoenicia.
No, not Phoenicia. No. You know Calypso?
Little bit.
Okay. This is the last stage of the Odyssey, and after that, he goes to an island with Nafsika. Have you ever heard of that? Nafsika, that she was playing with a ball, and then she found him there. And the king and the queen of this Phaeacians, we call them Phaeacians. I don't know how you pronounce it in English.
Okay, Phaeacians.
Phaeacians, yes. And these are the top in the rank of the angels.
Okay. Here, this is very important to me. And there's also some things I wish to ask, because I've interrupted you a few times when you were saying something important. Forgive me. I just want to circle back to one thing briefly. The dance between the vowels and the consonants, it is like the dance between birth and death. The spirit comes into the matter and the form, and then the form meets other forms, and then it becomes energy again, and then it becomes form again, and
Wow.
it is like the snake, right? Which you can see.
I love this concept. I mean, the way of thinking. I like it. Yeah.
I'm learning it from
I
you.
approve.
It is you that helped me see this for the first time. I understood about the spirit of the vowels and the materiality of the consonants. This I understood. But I'm also desperately trying to understand things about snakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship between the snake and the umbilicus, the snake and wisdom, the snake and venom and medicine, all of these things, yeah?
You can understand that from the words that say this in Greek. The word is, the snake in ancient Greek is office, O-F-I-S. And the wisdom is Sophie, Sophia. Is you see, it has exactly the same letters. And if you take the word office and you take the last consonant, the S, and you put it back at the beginning, it's like the snake circling, itself and devouring its tail,
The Ouroboros.
Exactly. And this is, listen to the meaning. Here my head, suppose that I'm the snake, and I call it Ouroboros.
Ouroboros.
Ura means the tail, and vora means the food in Greek. So Ouroboros, my food is my tail.
Are you saying day?
Like carnivorous, you see, it's vora. Vora,
Yes.
carne.
Yes, that I understand. But uro, are you saying
Ura. Ura means tail. Yes, ura. And vora is the food. Okay, so the ura is the vora, uroboros. You see?
I am missing something. I'm missing something. Forgive me.
What?
When you say the ura, I'm mispronouncing it. Ura is, are you saying day? D-A-Y?
What day?
What is the meaning of ura?
Ura.
Ura.
Ura is the tail, is feminine. When we have a feminine name, we have masculine names, feminine names, we have genders. Yes, genders. We don't, but because in English you don't have genders.
Right, we lose the dimension of meaning. It's gone.
Yeah, you see, you cannot. We have three genders, like the German language has three genders. The Latin, the Italian and the French language has two genders, masculine and feminine. But we also have neutral. The neutral, the masculine, and the feminine. We have three genders. And when the last vowel of a word is a or e, 99% is feminine. Like my name is Maria, you see. And Helen of Troy is Eleni. You see, either you have a or you have e.
Yes.
So when in the Greek language you have a word that ends in a or e, very, and it's singular, because we have words that are plural and then in this. But in the singular form, 90% of these words are feminine. The gender is feminine. So we say ura is feminine. That's why it ends in a.
Okay. Ura boros. Boros is food.
Vora is food.
Ora.
Ivora, vora means also food, but when you take the noun vora and you put it in a word to make an adjective, because Ouroboros is the one that eats the tail.
The
And
one that eats the day?
it's the tail.
The tail. That's the word. That's the word. Okay. Tail food.
Tail.
Now I
Yeah.
understand. Thank you. That
Understand?
it was
Yeah,
just,
okay. You heard day, not okay. It's TAIL. Okay.
but you can see
So
why I think it's the one who eats the day, because it is the sun setting.
no, it's the tail.
I got you.
All
I got
right.
you. Okay.
So suppose that if I am a snake, okay, suppose, and my backbone, you know, the spine is like a snake.
Mm-hmm.
So if the movement that the snake does to eat the tail is like that, circling myself. Suppose I put this here and I lower it down here, okay?
Yeah.
So down here. So and the lower part of myself is the center of the desires. We call it epithymikon, which means desire center. And this is what where I feel the desire. I feel the desire to eat, it's down here. I feel the desire to make love, and this is down here. You see?
Yes.
The center of the desire is down there. So when I have my head going down here and devouring this, means my mind imposes what it wants to impose, and what we call wisdom, or we say phronesis in ancient Greek. And phronesis means phora, means the way you move, and noises is the mind. So I impose the way my mind thinks to my desire, on my desire, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I devour it, means I don't let it do whatever it likes, and it obeys my mind, because this is the meaning, the code here.
Yes. There's also a analogy here in the consonant, again, in the consonants and the vowels. Most of us, we come down to earth and we make our spirit obey our desires. We leash the spirit, we torture our soul by forcing it to engage in the desires. I want a cigarette. I want to eat the food. I get the money. I want the car, the house. I need the things. I like the stuff. The spirit doesn't care about any of that. It's like dragging it through sewage or a junkyard, right? And so if we experience anamnesis, liberation, re-memory, then what happens is now the consonants obey the vowels.
Exactly.
They obey the spirit of the vowels. Now the consonants are ordered properly by the spirit of the origin. And so the energy becomes the arbiter of desire and action, and the mind and the heart. Yeah. And so the inversion that happened at birth is reversed.
Exactly. And imagine that when you have a woman giving birth, so actually, suppose these are the two legs, and the natural, let's say, posture of a woman who gives birth is like standing up, here's the head, and open the legs, and the baby comes down here with the head towards the ground, downwards. The head is downwards. In order to see the eyes of the mother, like the soul of the great mother, Mother Earth, you have to do 180 degrees you know. Turn, you have to turn and not think, not orienting your thought towards matter down here, but towards heavens.
Wait,
So you have to go back.
Yeah, you switch from matter to mother.
Exactly.
From
Exactly.
matter to mater.
And the word matter is, in Greek, matir is mother.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
Matir or mitir. You see, the a and the e could be exchanged. So mater or mitir means mother. So the mother is the great, the field of the great mother.
Also,
And
that thing that we call vacuum.
yeah,
It is not empty. And
no,
so I think it is my perspective that it is a material reflection, if you will, of a feminine, a meta-feminine being that I think of as the living waters. It is an ocean. It is waters. It is like the waters of the womb.
of the womb, yes.
Yes.
In the philosophy, in Greek philosophy, we have two principles, cosmic principles, two. It's not only one cosmic principle. The masculine cosmic principle is like the sperm, and is the mind of the universe, the universal mind. The feminine cosmic principle is the matter that receives the mind. It's like having a plaster, let's say, which is, it can take the form that you imprint on it. And here is a stamp, let's say, that has the species that is going to be born in the matter. And this stamp is stamped on the matter, and then we have the species.
Also, once it was shown to me, so this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but what my teacher, I think it was an angel. Not an angel like in the Bible, an angel. Like it was with my mind for a long period of time and it taught me all the time, right?
Who was it? Who was I mean, it was a person that somebody introduced to you. He was. Can you do you want to say a few things about him?
I will. But first, let me say, so I don't lose my train of thought. They showed me that it is as if I will call God the being that dwells in unity, right? It is
Yes.
light. It is like
Yes,
light.
yes.
Light is its child. It's not light. Light is something it makes, but the being that dwells in unity. And its consort I will call the living waters, right? And so they are in love. It is amazing what is going on between them. But what happens is, one way of understanding what happens is that the being that dwells in unity, similar to the principle that becomes light, it touches her and she becomes like a mirror and she begins to form. It informs her. She begins to form, and this is ecstatic for her. And then she reflects like a living mirror the experience of having been informed back to the being that dwells in unity, and he experiences ecstatic self-awareness, something like this. This is just one way of a toy. This is a toy.
It's amazing, and this exactly is what the Pythagoreans said. Because this is what I'm teaching my students during this over the last 3 years. I always start my lessons about Pythagoreans, and Pythagoreans is the number, the power of the number. So unity, we call it monas. And we have two words for unity. We have the word en, and we have, which is neutral, And we have the word monas or munas, and from there we have one from munas. See?
Yes.
If you omit M, it's like unas one. You see?
Mhm.
So and monas is feminine, the gender, and N is neutral. So N, it's like having both both the masculine and the feminine cosmic principle inside. And when it starts creating the universe, it is called monas.
Mhm.
And the word monas, which is the one, okay, the word monas derives from the word, this is what the Pythagoreans say, from the word menin, because menin means dwell, stay, be there. So
1, 2, 1, right? Triangle. It has the principle.
yes,
Triangle.
triangle.
Yeah.
The triangle's number 3,
Mhm.
which is the product of this intercourse.
Mhm.
Intercourse, yes.
There's something that's even
Over the
more.
ones.
The word intercourse in English, it's so dead inside. And what's happening is not like that. It is more like orgasm,
Oh, of course.
right? It is like
And
ecstatic, explosive reintegration, and then expression. Something like
exactly.
which you don't get from this word
In
intercourse.
Greek, we have the word synusia. Synusia. Syn means plus. Syn means plus. So something is connected to something else. This plus this, okay? We have the connection. And the word ousia is essence.
Hmm.
So our essences come together. It's amazing. This is how they say synusia. It's not just the intercourse is. It's not just
Yeah.
an act to give orgasm. It's something that the essence dwells inside us in the mind and in the heart. Both.
Okay, this brings another topic, and I will come back to the angel a little in a moment. So the humans, it's very unfortunate because they have no knowledge of these things. They do not realize that the words they are speaking and the words they are reading and the letters and the words they are writing, they have no idea what those are. They are like children who have been given a toy made by gods and they use it to clean up poop on the ground, right? They have no idea. And it's tragic. I'm not trying to shame the humans. I'm
No.
saying that they are like a victim of a tragic deception. They're made of these divine features and characteristics,
Yes.
and the very
Exactly.
that they are using to communicate, they don't know what it is. They have no
Mm-hmm.
idea, generally speaking. And even the few people that do have an idea, mostly they have an academic idea. Which
Exactly.
is
And
like
this is the
the shell. It's like you have the
the and the motivation to have all these academic titles and all the stuff is either to be renowned professors or something, or financial reasons, or
useless.
to be to boast about that and arrogance. This is it, arrogance. And this is the motive they have, you know. And this is the inner ego.
It's
And this is the symbol for the cyclope. The cyclope is the inner ego. So he has only one eye because he sees only himself.
oh Maria, oh Maria, you are like all of the treasures in all of the ships that have sunken in the ocean, all coming up to the surface of the water and just glowing, right? You are just so incredible. Oh, I have are so.
I must tell you that I have never found a foreigner, not a Greek-speaking, person that has such a deep understanding of the real wisdom like you. And I really enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I'm so happy right now. I'm like, I'm having trouble staying in my chair, you know. Okay, so so many things. The Cyclops. Yes, yes, I see. I see. Okay, so
Cyclops, yes.
yeah, the humans, I adore them and I believe in them, but it is tragic to watch them because they are like people who have, okay, they're like people who at Christmas time, they go to the tree, they don't know why the tree is there. They don't know why there are lights. They don't know why there are lights on the tree. They have no idea what that thing at the top, the angel is. They don't know what that is. They think that's just like, some goofy story. Or they don't understand, they don't understand that this whole thing represents something absolutely primordial, which they are made of. They are made of this thing. They make the representation. They put the presence underneath it. And then, but it is as if this is a tree made by the gods, not the humans. And then they go to the tree made by the gods, and the presents are the gifts of the gods, right? And they take the wrapping paper and they throw away the presents. They burn up that's just garbage. Get rid of that stuff. We don't know what that is. We can't use it. We don't know what to do with that. So just throw that away. They keep the wrapping, and then they store the wrapping paper in these very special boxes, right? That are sort of what would be the reverence for the wisdom. And it's just representations. It's like, it's terrifying to watch it if one has insight about the preciousness of life and the preciousness of our relationship with origin.
Exactly. And you feel like not belonging in this world,
Yeah. But
I don't belong to this world. There are very few people that I can really communicate in depth. I mean, and Heraclitus says the best thing about the masses of the people. Heraclitus is a very important philosopher, Heraclitus.
Oh, yeah.
Heraclitus. And he says, how he calls the people that are incarnated, how you say, dormants, the ones that sleep all the time? Yes, they are
dormant.
sleeping, the dormant. Dormants wake in place.
But there's something profound that they do, even when they are sleeping. The gods are very, what is the right word? They are very efficient.
Understanding.
They are very efficient. The gods are very efficient. And so in the way that the humans have been composed, when they are asleep, they are dreaming. If they are truly asleep, they are dreaming. And if they are dreaming, well, what is dreaming? Show me, Maria, what is dreaming, please?
Yes, I will tell you how I explain the dreaming. First of all, we must talk about the ether. You know ether? Ether is what we call the heavenly fields of energy, let us say, of the quantum continuum. There is no space, there is no time, everything is unity, unity. The field of unity, the field that unity dwells, is called ether. In the Orphic hymns, you know Orphic hymns?
A little bit.
Yes. There are 88 of those who were given by Orpheus. Orpheus was called theologist, which means talking about gods. It was very a divine being for our culture, and these hymns were used. Orpheus established the Eleusinian Mysteries, and what they chanted there were the Orphic hymns, and these words are very powerful, have a very specific and big power that can bring you in touch with spirits. With using these words, the vibrations of logos. You know, this is very important. What you pronounce and what you vibrate in the universe.
Yes.
So Orpheus has given some numbers in the 88 hymns, and the number 5 is the hymn for the ether. And the first thing it says in the first verse of this hymn is that ether is the kingdom of Zeus. And Zeus is the cosmic mind, let us say, the creator of the universe. So the ether is the place where it dwells. It's like having the palace of Zeus is ether. And it's not by coincidence that it's number 5, because we say, yeah, pemdusia, you have never heard of that. We have 4 elements, 4 senses. We have the eye vision, okay. We have hearing, we have the smell, and we have the touch, and we have the taste. Now,
but also to speak.
We have five senses, but 4 of them correspond to the 4 elements. For example, hearing corresponds to the element of the air, because if we are in a vacuum, we cannot hear anything. We have vibrations of the air that vibrate. Now, the water is the taste. You cannot, without saliva, you cannot, you have to make it pulp. You cannot swallow solid things, okay? So the taste has to do with the salivary glands that give taste and give this taste. So the taste corresponds to water. The vision, the eyesight, how you say, the vision corresponds to light, to fire.
And then
because it's not
earth.
It is not lit, you cannot see it.
Right.
You need light and fire to see. And the touch, the feeling of touch corresponds to the earth. Something must be solid in order to touch it. There is only one sense, the sense of the smell, that corresponds to what? To ether. And because
it is the spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Essence. It is the essence.
The essence. And it has been proved that the center of the sense of the smell is placed exactly over the pineal gland.
I knew you were going to say that, the pine cone. Yeah, the
pine cone. Exactly over that you have the center, and it was a Nobel Prize in medicine. For the person who proved this. So this essence, and you can see, we say, for example, from the flowers we take the, how you say, ethereal
nectar. Pollen?
Oh.
Pollen or
not pollen? No, we have some with extraction of the not extraction. How to say it?
Perfume.
The perfume.
The fragrance.
The fragrance. Yes, the fragrance. And there are scented liquids that derive from this distillation. Let's say from the of this, and all this essence, I mean, that the smell is contained inside this liquid stuff that you can take from distillation. And you can smell, you can have the smell in the forest. So when you close your eyes and you say, this forest must be pine forest because it smells like that. So the spirits express themselves through smells.
Yes.
And the flowers, like for example, the jasmine, is always the same. You have the same shape, geometrical shapes, the same smells. What is this? There are divine beings, spirits that preside, oversee this process of having flowers or opening in the sun and all this stuff, and give the same exactly shapes and the same smells. So this is not by chance.
No.
What is the day of this material, let's say, thing that we call jasmine or lemon tree or whatever? So there are, let us say, in Greek philosophy, we call them lower gods or demons. And they, the demons are not, they don't have a negative, how you say, not connotation, yes, a negative connotation.
Yeah.
And these are the beings that form nature.
Yes, they are more like, they're not, there are things that resemble the bad demons, I think, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
Although there's different ways of doing that. But the demons you mean, they're a bit like really skillful, very obedient engineers. They make things at the behest of origin. They make things and they obey. And they love to
they obey. And they don't have a free will. They don't have free will.
Yes. Now,
they obey the law, the cosmic law.
But they love to obey the law. They don't feel bad about obeying it. They are made to obey it, right? It would be like if my hand resisted me wanting to get the glass, but it's totally happy to get the glass. It's doing what hands do. I think it's like that with these demons that you mean here. So okay, so I do have. I do have many.
I started saying about the dreams, but I had to say about the ether to understand.
Oh yes,
because in Greek we say that we listen when we in order to live we need ether, because the ether is like a source of life. That's why Zeus has 3 names in ancient Greek. We say Zeus is Zeus, not Zeus. Z-E-U-S. The E-U is called F, not U or I don't know. You distort the pronunciation. So we have, and whenever we have words start with EU, the F have always a positive connotation, like euphoria. You see, euphoria. Euphoria, I mean, bliss and happiness.
I mean, that's really strange, that particular word, because the EU is F. But in this word, the EU is also followed by F.
No. In the word Zeus, we have Z, EU
becomes F,
which is F and S.
No, what I meant.
So Z.
Yes, what I meant was in euphoria, we have E.
Euphoria. In euphoria, yes, there is another F.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because EU in the Zeus, EU, the U becomes F in Zeus. Yeah.
Listen, in euphoria, you have EU and then you have F, the word F in Greek. Because when you have the word pharaoh, like in English it is fair, means bring. in ancient Greek. So transfer, you bring something to another place, for example. Infer means I bring the conclusion in my mind and I express it. Let's say. So defer means via means two. So I bring this in the state of two, which is one is different from the other. It's not the same. Defer, the word is diafero in Greek. So whenever you have fer in the English language, it derives from the Greek word phero, which means bring. Now, when you say ephoria, phoria is the noun of phero, which means the one that brings the F in your life. And F means the best state. So ephoria is, phero, which means bring, the F. And the EU is F.
Okay, three names for Zeus. Zeus, Zeus.
Zeus, not Zeus, it's Zeus, which means that inside this word we have 4 letters, Z, E, U, which is called Ypsilon. This is the one. The Y actually is in Greek. And S. So we have 4 letters, like the 4 elements. So Zeus is the one that brings life using the 4 elements, okay? And the life has an F inside it, because life in Greek is zoe, that starts with Z, okay? So the one that gives life of the F, of the best state. So Zeus, the other is Dias, which is, and dia means through. For example, is something that goes through all the creation. Yes. And when you have the word dias, means that gives life to everything. That means spread, dia, means spread, means go through something. So life goes through everything and is spread. This is dias. The idea is spreading with dias. And the word zevgnio, that we have the Zeus, is bring together back. So zevgnio means the 2 opposite things, I bring them together. So in the first place, I spread life, and then the second place, I take all the creation back to me. You see, this is Zeus, Dias, Zeus and Dias. And the third word is zin, which means the verb zin in ancient Greek means live. We have zin, the one that gives life, Dias, the one that spreads the life, and Zeus, the one that brings everything together back to him, all together. This is it.
This is exactly the angel showed me exactly. I can't even say it. I'm overwhelmed. But so that we don't get lost, please continue about dreaming. I have so many questions and things to say, but please continue.
Okay. Now, I will tell you my feeling about dreaming. I have not studied it, but I feel it. Okay. Now, in order to live, you need ether, because it's a source of life, right? And it's the kingdom of Zeus that gives life, right? You can take ether in 3 processes, in 3 ways. The first way is through the breath, because Plato says, Socrates in Cratylus, the book that I have written, 8 years of my life, it's Cratylus, is how the Greek language was formed, is the plan for the formation of the Greek language, for the construction of the Greek language, is given in Cratylus, and it's my expertise is there, Cratylus. Well, it says that well, let me see what how you take life. Yes, yes. About from the air, it says we have air is the air. That's why you say air. Air. It's not the Greek word air. And ether is ether. Ether. So it says that inside the air we have the ether, and you can feel it from the word itself.
Mm.
And because in the kingdom of Zeus is the kingdom of the ether, and Air is Hera, which is Hera, the wife of Zeus. See?
Mhm.
And if you say Air many times, Air, you have Hera, which is Hera. Okay. And when we say that that Zeus is always with Hera, means that inside the air you have the ether, you have the power of life. Because without the breathing, there is no life. So the life is like it exists inside the air. It's not just the oxygen; it's the ether. See,
Is
the
it?
ether is like energy. It's like energy. Let us say it's like wave. It's like something
Yes,
that you cannot.
I want to just ask something. We've had this idea of ether, which in English we say ether, but
Yeah, ether.
Yeah.
We say ether.
Yes, ether. And the physicists threw it away, right? They threw it away. But I think maybe they were confused because maybe ether is electromagnetism.
Of course. Of course. It's not something material that you can measure or weigh or something.
Right. They got confused. They were worried. They couldn't imagine. Yeah, they got confused.
It's over vibrating light.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
The vibration is so intense that it's much more than the fire.
Mhm.
The fire, the first of the elements, is like the lower grade of the vibration of ether.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, yes.
We lower when we degrade.
This is how it is.
Vibration of ether.
Yeah.
The first vibration lower than the ether is the fire.
Mhm.
Then the lower of that is air. Lower than that is water, and lower than that is the land, the earth. You understand? So
Okay,
the less it vibrates, the more solid it becomes. Right? The more it vibrates, the more fiery it becomes. And when it exceeds the vibration of the fire, we have ether. You understand?
Yes. Okay, dreaming.
Dreaming now. So you can take life first through breathing, because ether inside. Secondly, through intercourse, because you exchange the ether with the other person. It's like an exchange of ether, because the ether is inside us because we have life, and life is ether. So and if I have more ether, means I have more power in my mind. So if I go with somebody with less, not just cognitive ability, much more than that. You understand what I like? You and me, we understand now what we mean. So if I come into intercourse with somebody with very low vibrations, it's like sucking my ether.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exchange the ether. It's like being a vampire of my ether, right? So I lower this. the vibration of my ether. If I come in a sexual contact with somebody that has low vibrations, in the mind.
Yes.
And the third thing that makes me take ether in order to live is dreaming. Because, and I'm now at this point, the Greeks say that the soul is connected with the body through a cord, which is called golden cord, or, it's like invisible cord.
What is it in Greek?
In ancient Greek is olkos.
Spell.
Olkos means, it is from the verb elko, which means pull. Elko means pull. And olkos is something that pulls you to something else.
Spell it, please. Please spell it.
To spell it, olkos, O-L-K-O-S.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is olkos.
Yeah, this is important. This cord.
This invisible cord that actually, it's like the umbilical cord that connects the baby, the navel. We say navel or navel, how you say?
Navel, yeah.
The navel of the baby to the mother's womb. So maybe this olkos it comes through the belly button here.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
And the Delos, it is the navel. Is it not? Delos, the island?
Delos. Yeah. Delos.
Navel.
It's like a navel of the earth.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, this is important. There's so many things. Oh, so many things I could share. Okay, so the dreaming is the gathering.
So the dreaming is having this cord is extensible. Very, very extensible. And if it is cut off, then you die. So in the Orphic hymn of death says that you cut off the soul cause. And the soul is liberated from the enchainment, let us say, I don't know, of the body, from this
imprisonment.
The imprisoning, yes, the imprisonment of the body. So it is liberated. And while dreaming, this cord is extended so much to the point that it reaches the soul, it reaches the ethereal fields and takes ether. Who gives the ether? The guardian spirit that accompanies the soul in order to bring it into the body. So the spirit takes your soul over there, and it's like having ether, taking ether from the ethereal fields and giving it to the soul. Okay, supply. It's like a supply of ether. That's why you cannot stand being alive if you are not allowed to sleep for more than 7 days. 7 days is the longest period you can stand without dying, without sleep, I mean. But you can survive 1 month without food or more, you see. Without air, you cannot survive more than a few minutes. Without sleep, you cannot survive for more than 7 days. And without food,
your body loses the capacity to control its temperature if you cannot sleep. It loses the capacity for homeostasis, right? This is
to control the temperature,
Yes. Which is in a way to control the fire, right? You can't control the
You know
fire.
why? You know why? Because when the soul goes over there, it goes together with the core, with the nucleus.
Mm-hmm.
Because the nucleus of the soul is like the chemical atom in chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You have the nucleus with the protons, and the protons is the word proton, which means first, and nous, which means mind. The top mind. And that's why they are positive. They are positive because whatever is connected to the cosmic mind has a positive connotation, of course. But the electrons that are circulating, are orbiting the nucleus are negatively charged. My soul in the incarnate state is negatively charged because I have the karma and I have to pay off. So I resemble the electron that goes around my nucleus. And you know how we call nucleus in Greek? It's a very, very interesting word. Pyrin. P-Y-R-E-N. This is pyrin, and pyr is fire in ancient Greek. And in means was in ancient Greek. So it used to be fire, but now it's inside the body. And this is exactly the reason why we have this temperature inside us. It's, because the pyrin, which is my mind, which is fiery origin, is ethereal origin, my mind. And it's like the element that resembles most this ether is fire. And we say that the mind is fiery. It's like it's fiery origin. It's the element that resembles the mind is the fire. So I have the fire inside me, and I have to cool it down, because if I come inside the body with a fire, it will burn it. And what we need is an insulation of this fire. And the insulation is called soul. And in Greek is psyche, like psychic, P-S-Y, and he is like he. Like, actually, whatever we have in Greek with he, you write CH, and you call it Q, but it's not Q, it's who. Like mechanic is mechanikos. So, mechanic. We pronounce the CH is pronounced H, like only. We say mechani, machine. Mechanic, it's mechanic, os. You see? So, psyche, P-S-Y, we say psi, not psi. I don't know why they pronounce it psi. It's a complete distortion of the word. Why they call it psi, and you write P-S-Y? P-S-Y is psi. It's not psi.
Psyche, speaks.
Yes, psyche.
Oh.
Also, psyche, psychos is the cold. So psyche cools down the fiery mind, you understand? So it's the core, the pyrin, the core of the soul, the nucleus of the soul is fiery, and then the soul is like an insulation of 7, let us say, layers, like the the chakras of 7 layers, like the 7 orbits around the nucleus of the chemical atom. You see in chemistry.
Planets around the sun.
Around the sun, exactly, and 7 planets around the sun. So whatever you see in astronomy is exactly the same with what you see in chemistry, and it's exactly the same when you correspond to the soul. This is what I realized, and because I studied chemistry, I am astounded. I mean, wow, look at this resemblance. The micro world is exactly the macro world.
Mm. It's also that it is as if there are registers or layers, and in each layer, the principles of the previous layer, they are present in a unique way. And even the alphabet is like it's like, in a way, one could imagine that it is like the proteins or the DNA of the mind. The letters are like the DNA of the mind of God or something like this. They are the little parts, the little pieces that when you put them together, they each one becomes a unity that encompasses all of origin, but in a special, smaller version. Maybe the word is hypostasis, a lesser stasis, right? A lesser representation or embodiment of these principles.
Exactly. And it's like having an organism consisting of cells. You cannot differentiate this. It is a unity, but at the same time, a plurality.
Okay, so I want to show you something very briefly. When the angel was with me, it didn't speak, never spoke. It would make my mind, it would cause my mind to see what it was possible for my human mind to see of its way of seeing. So what it would do is it would make me to see, right? It did not speak. And also it never, although it could do a thing like speaking, which was to form this vision in my mind of a way of seeing something. And it showed me many impossible things. I had no idea something like this was even possible. I'm very imaginative. I never imagined something like this could happen to me. I hoped.
It conveyed messages through the mind without speaking.
Yes. It made my mind see what it was possible for me to see without the seeing killing me. Because if it actually opened the aperture of its mind, I would be destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So it closed the aperture of its mind and transmitted the living light of intelligence, right? Something
exactly.
Like it's logos or something.
That's it. This is logos.
Yeah.
And oh, wow. This is exactly, I was about to tell you about logos.
Let's go.
And tell me something, because I would like to know a few things about you. I mean, your experience, what you do, how you are involved in this, matters. Very interesting, because I think that the souls that have been granted such deep understanding must find each other.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes.
Because we live in the period that the enlightened minds and souls must come together, because the light must be strengthened.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of darkness around. And I don't think this is by coincidence.
We agree.
To find, no matter if we are Greeks or Hebrew or whatever we are, this is humans, I mean, humanity has done that. The soul has a specific origin from the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
And we have all, it's like being cells of the same organism, of the same body. And I cannot say because I belong to the Greek, let us say, race that uses the alphabet as the core of wisdom, that I am something more important than the other cells. Suppose that I am a cell of the brain, and you are a cell of the heart. We cannot say that one is better than the other and is more important than the other.
Yeah,
You
we agree. No, we agree. We agree very much about this.
It is the unity of the beings, the unity, and all this difference. The points of view, how you say, the mentality that is conveyed to us. We are higher than the others, and no matter what. This is, sorry for the word, is bullshit.
No, this is poison. This is poisonous. It is poison.
All the human beings must be considered in the same way as cells of the same body. If you belong to the liver and I belong to the heart, doesn't matter. All of us are important for the one. You know what I mean?
The grapes. The grapes on the vine, right?
Exactly.
One of the grapes is the important grape. It is the fact of the vine and where it comes from, right?
Exactly.
And also
the vine is, and we are the grapes.
Yes. Also, this thing, right? Which one of these is the important one? You need the whole thing. Is there one of the wings on the bird, one of the feathers that's particularly the important feather, right? You fly together, right? You come together and then you fly. Us moderns, we are broken. We are broken, very badly broken, because we think, like the Christmas analogy I gave, right? The wrapping paper is the really important thing, throw the gifts away. In a similar way, we think like we are trained to think this way. The children are scripted. The adults have always thought this way. The whole thing is a mess, but we're trained to think like, I am the important thing. Darren, very important, this Darren thing, right?
Yeah.
The Darren, it is like the shoe of my soul. It is not the important thing. The important thing is what we make when we come together. That's it. What we have a mind for. A mind is not really for thinking, I think. It is not for thinking. It is for communion. It is for anamnesis together, communal unforgetting, right?
Yes.
The invocation of living insight, right? To bring the living insight down and to circulate it among the people so that they heal and they remember and they resurrect each other from the terrible sleep of the Cyclops.
Exactly.
Of the Cyclops, right? The thing. Like, I am the thing. I am not an important thing.
Yeah. And the best word I really love in English, the best word in English I like, is the word remember, because it has etymology. There is etymology in the word remember. It's like means together again, like redo, I do it again, okay, rebuild, I build again. So remember is I bring again together the members of Dionysus that is cut by Titans. So when I remember, I come together with all the other members and we become one. You see?
Yes.
And then my origin.
Okay, so when the angel was with me, it showed me many things I call toys. I call them toys. This is complex why I do this. I will explain it to you in some time, at a time when it is convenient for both of us. But I want to show you something very briefly. So M, right? M. It's like the eyes of the owl. It is the feminine wisdom, M, right? A,
Yeah.
and there's different ways to think of each of these. It's not one way. It's not like there's a lexicon that you read from. You have to have, like a poet, you have to play with the letters. Like M, so it is the seeing of the mothers, right? And then A, it is like the first principle, origin. Alpha, right? The origin,
Alpha, yeah.
the informing intelligence of God. R, it radiates. It radiates out. I, this dot above the I, it is origin coming down into being. And then A is the resurrection of that first principle from the radiance. And this is Maria.
There is which letter A again? You said about A.
Yeah, so Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
Wow.
The mother's wisdom, informed by the first principle, it's information.
Mm-hmm.
The R radiates out like a radio, just like what you do. You are a radio, right? You do this. And then I is the origin intelligence, the logos coming down into matter, into beings, right? And then the is the way that those four letters impress themselves and cause the remembering. This is just in your name, right? It's just a toy of your name. But these
very
letters,
nice.
there's a way of playing with the letters poetically that's very powerful in terms of revealing something about character.
Can give you my own explanation based on how I understand the letters in the alphabet?
Yes, please.
You like this, okay. First of all, the M looks like a wave, right? And goes upwards, downwards, upwards, downwards. And downwards is Mother Earth. And on this planet, on Mother Earth, that also starts with M, Mother, you learn things through the feelings. The feelings are like the sea, and this is Poseidon in me. Sometimes I am calm, sometimes I am wavy or turbulent or something. Okay.
Yeah.
So through the ups and downs of the feelings, you have to learn how to calm down this wavy thing. The first thing, so M symbolizes the incarnation on Mother Earth and the learning process through the cleansing of the sentimental state from impurities, means negative feelings. You have to learn how to cope with fear, with sorrow, sadness, with hatred, or whatever, with arrogance, there are so many things here that you have to control. So this is what you have to learn. That's why the word learn in Greek is manthano. It starts with M again. And Minas Sigridis, who has his specialization is the Minoan scripts of the Minoans, the linear B script. Yes, he told me that the syllab ma in the Minoans, in the Minoan era, not era, era, yes, the Minoan era, means learning. learning process. Ma means learn. Now, this is as far as the letter M is concerned. Wavy feelings, learning process how to calm them down, which takes place on Mother Earth, in the incarnation on Mother Earth, right? Okay,
Yes.
and you come down, you up and down, you come down.
Also, now, waking, sleeping,
yeah,
you get the ether, you come back down, you wake up,
yes,
you sleep,
yes,
you get the ether, you come back down.
Exactly. So yes, you can say up and down, right? Now, in philosophy, we have the letter lambda in Greek, because the L is like that. This is lambda.
Yes.
But the Latin is like that, but actually, right, lambda, right. So the incarnation is also called lavdoma, because lambda is this, and with the incarnation we have the mind, which is my unity, my upper self, and it is divided into when it comes inside the body, and this is body and this is mind. So the body structure and the spirit. It's like the particle of the electron is a particle, so it has a body, has mass, and it's also a wave. So I am a combination of the two, body and mind, matter and energy, let us say. And this is called lavdoma. Now, with the alpha, these are connected in order to find the principle the cosmic principle, the origin, your origin, because the principle is called archi and starts with A, with A. So in order to find out and be connected with the origin of the original state of your being, with archi, which means the starting point is archi. Archi means beginning and also means power in ancient Greek.
Yes.
So whatever is the beginning, the starting point of the cosmos is also the power. Here's the power. Okay.
But it is also like the species on the stamp that impresses the matter. It has character, specific character for each person, right?
Yes.
It puts the character into the matter.
Exactly.
It's like the DNA of the two cells that become a body. They merge and they mate, and the character is transmitted to the body somehow. I'm with you. Okay, M.A.
Yeah. Well, the word character, character is in ancient Greek. You see, character, CH is ha. Yeah. What I told you is character. Okay, the same. Now, it derives from the verb harasso, which means in how you say it, not in when you have a metal, for example, and you take something sharp that you inscribe. Yes, inscribe. This is harasso. Harasso is inscribe. So it's like my character is what inscriptions I have inside my soul.
Yes.
You see?
Almost as if the soul is a book in which things are written.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when we have this, as I said, this means at the state of the lambda, of the duality, I connect this and I make them one. So you must combine the body and the spirit, not focus only on the body or only on the spirit. So if you manage to combine them, then automatically you form the letter A, that you go to the original state. You know? So
it's hilarious too, because in English, if I refer to my mother, I say ma. Ma.
Yeah, you see?
Ma. Mama.
Yes,
Mama. Right?
yes, exactly that.
And not just in English, in many places all over the world, though it's different.
Worldwide.
Some
Yes,
places,
worldwide.
some places it's baba, baba, bait,
Baba. Yes.
you know, beta, alpha. But yes, yes,
Beta.
okay, I'm with you.
Right. Mhm. So Ma is the letter A, is the origin of all the things, and it's like showing you that you can reach the original state inside the duality if you try to combine them. Okay. So this is my point of view and my perspective. And now the word raw, the R is raw. It is, suppose you have this, and raw is like the P. You have the letter P. In ancient Greek is the raw. Mm-hmm. And you know how we write it. We have a circle and this, okay? Which means after, and roi means the flow, is the flow of life through the circles of incarnation. See, flow.
Yes.
So roi roi means flow. It is in the central part of the word Maria, which is, well, actually the etymology of Maria is mother, matir, Ria, which mother Rea of Zeus, is mother Rea. You see? And Maria is the mother Rea, which is also called Ria, Rea or Ria. We find both. And means the one that flows. Yes. Because life is in the field of transformation. Everything is transformed and flows, and nothing and stays the same. This is Heraclitus, what he said.
Yes, yes. So again, you see that although you have a different and unique and important understanding, and I'm learning, I'm receiving, right?
Yeah, I'm receiving too, because it's very interesting. I love the way of thinking and yes, what you said.
So when I say radiating, right, R is like a radio, right? It radiates. It is flow, right? It is very similar. Keep going. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Because radiation is a flow of light.
Right.
It's exactly that. Okay. But the word raw, and when you pronounce the word raw, this is what Socrates says in Cratylus. Socrates analyzes a few letters, not all the letters, inside Cratylus. And one of them is the word, the letter raw, and says, what's the tongue when you pronounce R? It's not R, it's like R. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And when the R, not R, you know, you have the up and down movement, continuous movement of the tongue, which is like the flow. It flows. It's always in motion.
Okay, a couple things briefly. It's like a galloping horse, too. And also, I don't know if you have raccoons, raccoons, right? In Greece. We have them here.
No.
We have them here. And at night, when you see them and they are talking, it sounds like this. The raccoon, it goes, It does. It makes this.
The sound
It
of
makes
Ro.
the sound of them. Yeah, yeah. Keep going. This is great. I love this. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Ro is the flow, and also it is the circle of incarnation and the flow of life inside the circle of incarnation. Okay. And I now, the I, is like a ray of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, yeah, it's like the thinner and the straight letter of the alphabet, the thinnest, is the I. And we call it in the Greek alphabet iota.
Iota.
Listen, the iota has E and ota. Ota with omega, not we have two O's, okay? Omicron, micron means micro, small. Omicron, small o. And omega, and mega means big, like mega, you know, megaton and megacosm and microcosm. You see, macrocosm and megacosm. So mega means big and micro means small. So we have the small o and the mega o, omega. Right? All right. Now,
in the beginning, big. Oh, in the end, small.
Depends.
Omega. Oh, no, wait, I see.
You mean, at the end of the alphabet is the omega. It means like ending the big circle of incarnation. Ending. This is omega, right? Now, ota, in the word iota, is written with omega and means the ears. Ota. We say otorinolarigo.
Otorinolarigo.
This is otorinolarigo. This is Rina, and this is Ota. Okay? Ota. Otto something. Well, Ota are two. We have 2 ears. The word nous, which is mind, has inside the word us, which means 1 ear. The 1 ear is us. The 2 ears are ota. So nous has the 1, and ota, that I have 2, I am in the duality. That's why I have 2 ota. So in the letter iota, you have the 2 ota, and in the nous you have the 1 us, which means that inside this letter you have a word, the name of the letter. You have a word that relates this letter to the mind. Because ota are the 2 ears, and us in the nous, which is mind, is the 1 ear. So this means that I am the mind in the duality or the plurality, and the nous is the 1 mind. So this is a proof for me that this is a symbol of the mind, of the atomic mind, of one person's mind, that is like the ray of the sun. And the sun is a universal mind, and the rays are the minds of the people. Understand?
Yes.
So iota is the mind of the human mind, which is the one atomic, separate mind. It's a small part of the whole mind, like the ray of it has the same nature with the sun, but it's not the sun, but it is light, however. You
Also,
understand?
yes, like one of the grapes on the vine but there's something very strange happening right now with us that is powerful, I think. You are holding up a pen. Hold it up again, please. Hold it up. Yeah. Okay, notice that up here, to make the pen work, I have to press this on this pen, right? On that one, you have to take the cap off. But also, right, inside the pen is ink. And
Yes.
the ink is like Origin's intelligence, right? Inside us, right? And so
Exactly.
it has to be activated from above in order to
Yeah.
in order to be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very funny that you select
Or
this.
come out of a cave-like thing that you are.
You remove the cave, right? You take
Yeah.
darkness away like Plato's metaphor of the cave, right? Where you go
Yes, the latest
outside
metaphor. This
and
one,
now the
yeah.
light. Yeah. I'm with you. Keep going. I love this. Oh my gosh.
All right. Now, so we have the I, the iota, which is the atomic mind, the separate, the one human mind that comes down, and this is what will really connect with the A again, the origin, because you have M come down here in the wavy feelings, in the wavy sentimental state, okay? And you know that in the labdoma, you come down here in duality, but you have the potential to go back again. You have to experience the flow of life raw. And, you know, in many cycles like that, raw. And then focus on your mind and essence, which is the iota, and the light inside you, and this will lead you back to the A, to the cosmic principle. You know.
Okay. In the animals, the salmon, right? It is born in a little stream. It swims down the little stream. It goes to the ocean, right? And then it becomes very big in the ocean. And then when its life is ending and it wants to make children,
Comes back.
it comes back, but it often has to swim up a waterfall, which is impossible. You can't swim up a waterfall,
Up a waterfall.
but they do.
They do, yeah, amazing.
And it's like the process, it's a symbol in the animals of what we must do.
Yeah,
We must
yeah.
swim back up the waterfall that led us down into the duality. We must cross and then come back up to
Very
this.
nice.
Yeah.
And although the water continues to flow down with great, you know, powerful flowing, and we have to go against this power of the flow of water. And this is exactly, it's amazing. This is exactly the simile, let us say simile, the picture that Socrates gives when he explains the word adikia, which means injustice. And it says,
spell that word.
adikia, yes, it's A, alpha, the, which is D, delta, we could say the, TH you could say, the, but the letter D in the Greek is pronounced the, or like this.
Mhm.
The, the, again, iota, the I, K, kappa, K, again I, E, and then A, Adikia.
Adikia.
It's very nice, nice accent. Adikia means injustice.
Okay. I must say, my whole life, I try to understand injustice. Why? Why are the humans cruel to each other? Why are the humans confused? Why do they make war? Why do they torment each other? All these things. Why is there badness in the world? It drives me. And it is this concern that resulted in the angel coming to teach me. It was a concern with this.
Wow.
This is what it came when I was trying to understand. With my whole spirit, I was trying to understand.
Tell me something, Darren. How old were you when you first experienced this?
39. My 39th
Wow.
year. In May of 2002.
Wow.
It was with me for 9 months. It was like being made an embryo in the womb of the divine. It was like living through my embryogenesis in the womb of the divine and then being reborn as a human again while I'm alive. Right?
Wow.
9 months. Yeah.
9 months. So this experience lasted for 9 months. Lasted 9 months.
All day, every day, the teaching.
Wow. And this came unexpectedly.
Yes. No idea this was even possible. No idea.
Yeah.
Very.
And it happened in your dream or no?
No. I'm writing. Okay, I'll tell you a little piece of the story if you wish.
Yes, of course I do. Because I have similar experience and I want to share.
Yes, I want to know. We may have further conversations, right? Of course, I hope. Okay, so let me try to be brief. In the 90s, I am fascinated by language from like 18 onwards. And even when I was very young, I had skill with language. In English, we call this hyperlexia. Like I learned to read very early.
Hyper means super.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
And lexis in words.
Right.
So you have ability, let us say, to be fluent in speech.
But also with reading. Like I was reading adult books when I was 4 or 5. Okay. I was reading novels when I was 5. Like science.
Wow.
I read 2001: A Space Odyssey when I was 5. Okay.
Wow.
So I was good with language. But I'm not trying to brag. Many children have amazing gifts. And the gifts are mostly, they are crushed by the society. Society tries to crush the children's intelligence. Tragic. Anyway, so one day, for many years, I'm experimenting with language. I'm writing poems. I'm playing with words. I'm curious. I can tell there's something magical here. Anyway, one night I come home from work and suddenly I am gripped by an insight. And I think I can see what is wrong with the humans. I think I can maybe even make medicine for it. So I start writing madly for like 2.5 hours. Something is writing through me. And I write like 150 pages of this book. And I think I can solve the problem. I have this vision. A vision has me, is what has happened. I have been possessed by a vision. I'm writing. I've never written like this or anything like this. I write.
Let me ask you something. You used to write poems or something, or you used besides what you were doing. I mean, for for financial reasons, how to make your living. What's your your job? What did you do then?
I am magically good with computers. I'm a technician. I build computer systems for businesses, for publishing, for writing, for publishing, for graphic design. I make systems.
Okay, so your domain had to do with writing, but from another point of view. And you, but for yourself, you used to write things to keep them for yourself, like poems.
Yes, but also I published magazines. Of other writers.
Oh.
And to publish the magazines of other writers, I had to write what they wrote. So I had to write the writing of others, which is a very strange thing and useful to do. If you want to be intimate with language or writing, you want to have the experience of writing what others have written. It's a very, and also editing, right? Editing.
Yeah. You do editing too. Okay.
All right.
So you're you deal with this all the
Yes.
time with writing.
All the time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
also fonts are a specialty. Fonts, the style of letters.
You are good in editing my next book in English.
Yes, please, yes.
Good.
Or
This
help you with
uh,
compute or help you with
great.
computers,
I
right?
plan to translate other books in English too, like
Yes.
Kratilus,
Yes.
the concept of the Greek language.
Yes. Okay, so I'm writing. I'm out of my mind. I'm writing. I'm like, this is amazing. I've never done anything like this. I pause. I save the document. I pause. I get a notification on my computer that there's an update for the computer system, right? There's an update for the system. So I apply the update to the computer, and it crashes during the update. Very bad. Shouldn't happen. I'm a technician. I'm the guy who fixes things when this happens. I'm a tech. My computer crashes. I'm like, okay, great. Here we go. So I get the computer back together. Everything's fine, except the document is gone. Just that one document, it's gone. Like,
The
no,
one that you had written, and
gone.
you had written on the matter of injustice.
Mostly kind of about human cognition, its relationship with language, and then injustice. Huh?
Oh,
All up with humans, language, injustice, right? This kind of thing. So
wow.
it's gone. My heart is broken. I'm shattered. I cannot recreate it. The whole spirit of the thing is gone. It's gone. All right.
Oh, so you felt like having this inspiration and put it down in writing and then lose it. So it
Immediately,
is,
I'm crushed. It's
oh
gone.
yeah.
I cannot do it again. Never. Right.
No.
All right. So a few years passed. This was like, that happened like in 1999. And then in 2002, again, it comes, this inspiration. I start writing.
Wow.
I'm writing an essay called Symbols and Sanity, which is a play on a book by a Polish man called Science and Sanity. His name is Alfred Korzybski, very important. That's a separate thing. All right, so I'm writing again. And I think suddenly I realized that the network of human minds, there's a network of the human minds, and it is like an environment. It is like a planet. It is a layer of what is happening on Earth, this network of minds. And I make up.
Wow. Because I have the same, and well, I don't want to interrupt you because after that I will tell you how I explain the magnetism, or the magnetism of the earth.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is exactly what I feel. Wow.
Okay,
And there
so
is,
I see the network and I make a word for it. I call it the cognitium, the human cognitium. And I realize it is like a world in a way. It is like a world. It is like the earth is a world, but it's invisible. And the network is a real environment that the humans don't see. And then I think, oh, there are, you know, organisms, they are not Darwinian. Competition is not what makes organisms do their thing. The ideas of Darwin are important and evolution is real, but what organisms do is they are symbiotic. They help each other survive.
they don't transform into another species.
No, no,
Never. Of
no,
course.
never. Even many biologists, they have realized there's no way to get species from evolution. You can't do it.
Exactly, exactly. They try to symbiosis. Symbiono in Greek means live together, okay?
Yes. Okay, so I realized something very important, which is I've already learned that the organisms don't compete. This idea, it's not wrong, but it's the wrong focus. Okay,
Yeah.
compete. But in the cognitium, there are things, and they're not organisms, but they compete, and they are capturing the humans. They are capturing the connections between the minds, and they are using this to mutate, and they want to dominate the cognitium. And I call these things thrisps. Now, again, I'm not saying this is what is...
Again, say again the last, not paragraph, the last sentence.
Yeah.
So there is competition in the cognition. You call it cognition.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cognition.
You call it cognition.
There are things.
Are in the cognition. The cognition is a place that minds dwell, only minds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the minds of humans that dwell the earth. Yes. They have a dwelling for the minds that is over the earth, like a separate earth in a spiritual state that surrounds the earth. Okay. Right, and there the minds are competitive, are competing with each other.
The minds, no, the minds are like a media. They are like water, right? They're like a kind of water. In the water, there lives something dangerous, and it is competitive, and it wants to dominate features of the network, and it wants to be contagious in the minds. It wants to infect the minds, right? And it wants to control not just the eye. It wants to control what connects the eyes. It wants to control the infrastructure that makes the cognitium whole. It wants to control that. And these things I call thrisps, Thrisps.
Thrisps. R-I, thris.
R-I-S-S-P-S.
Thrisps. Thrisps. What is thrisps? This is what I didn't understand. What is thrisps?
They are a problem in the structure of the cognitium that is like cancer.
I mean, why do you call it like that?
It is like a virus, kind of, except it is more like a complex thing, like an animal is. So I can see the cognitium in my vision, and I see it is infected with these things, which I call thrisps. And then I'm writing this, right?
Yes, this is a name that you just invented.
Yeah, it's a neologism, right? Neologism.
It's a neologism. Neologismos means something, a new word. Neologismos.
In Greek, if you were speaking ancient Greek, you would neologize. In English, we don't neologize. You just use the words that are already made. But in ancient Greek, it was more common to neologize because Greek gives you the tools to neologize. So
exactly. With etymology.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I see the thrisps and I'm like, oh, this is the problem. These thrisps, they are the problem. They are dominating the human cognitium and nobody knows about them. Okay. So then I go into my imagination to make a word for the infrastructure, what connects the minds, right? The network itself. And when I go in my imagination to make that word, there is a light. There is a light, and it starts to teach me impossible things. And I don't understand what's happening in my mind. I am sitting right where I'm sitting now. And the light, I have never seen a light in my imagination. And it just starts teaching me. And it teaches me using geometric transformations of geometric shapes, but the shapes have impossible meanings. It is like pure intelligence flowing into my mind. It is connecting all the different branches of human knowledge, history, music, mathematics, philosophy, language, biology, all these things. When when it teaches me as if they are one thing. And I've never experienced anything like this, and I don't understand what is happening. And then I stop and I think, what is going on? I pause, right? And the light, I don't see it. I pause. I'm in my regular mind again. And I'm trying to understand what is happening. Am I okay? Am I still?
A question. When you said there was a light, there was what? I mean, in your imagination, or you actually saw?
In my imagination. It was like there was a place in my imagination, like a special room. And when I turned my attention toward that place, which is the place where you make words, in that place, when I went to make the word, suddenly there is a light. There has never been a light in my imagination.
Yes, but this is an experience that you had while writing.
Yeah. Where I'm sitting right now.
Okay, without closing your eyes.
Right.
With the eyes open, you feel this. You feel this like in an invisible state, but you can really see, in quotation marks, you can really see inside the invisible state that there is a light that enlightens your mind and guides it to a deeper understanding of what happens and conveying these messages intellectually. I mean, in your intellect, without hearing or seeing something. But you feel that this state is light that conveys these messages to you. This is what you mean.
Sort of. I didn't know in the beginning, excuse me, in the beginning, I didn't understand what was happening, but it was as if, so first of all, let me be clear about something. I am aphantasic. Aphantasia means you cannot imagine images clearly. I can't imagine images clearly. It's many humans are like this. They cannot imagine.
How do you call this? You have what you are?
Aphantasic. APHANTASIA.
Ephantastos.
Yeah.
Fantasia. Fantasia is fantasy. And A at the beginning is something that deprives you of this quality. So you say that you cannot see even during the how you say when we close our eyes and tell me, and we try to
imagine.
Not imagine. When you do this
envision.
Envision. Yes, when you do this, you cannot see images. You cannot see.
Black.
This is what I am too. I cannot see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Black.
But I see black. I cannot see. I hear other people, saying that I saw this and this, and I never. The only thing I can see is like black wings that do like that to me. And they are shining. It's like,
oh my God, beautiful.
Like having something black wings.
Wow.
And in the Greek, we say the word melas, like melatonin, means black. And the melas, it is analyzed in the words me means no, and lao means, in ancient Greek, see, I cannot see. So the heavenly fields, let us say, that you cannot see are considered to be the melas world, the melas. So melas, so when you see black, you are directly connected to this state that you cannot see with your eyes. You see what I mean? So these black wings, because I have experience with Archangel Michael myself. Yes. And whenever I have how you call this, I will, the dialogismos, how you call it, just a minute, because I know the word, but sometimes,
it's okay.
Just a minute,
Sure.
I write it down. Dialogismos. Dialogismos. Meditation. Meditation. So when I meditate, I cannot see images, I cannot see nothing. But sometimes I see this wings coming and like an energy from the black thing that I see in front of me coming like that to me. And I feel all the messages in my intellect. I mean, it's like having messages in my mind, not hearing something or seeing something.
Mm-hmm.
This is that's why I understand what you say.
Okay, so I'll continue just a little bit. So this happens, I pause, I try to figure out what's going on. Everything's normal, I'm not hallucinating. I'm not using drugs. I was just writing, right? And I can still write if I want, except now I'm not so interested in writing. I'm trying to understand what was teaching me just now. And what it showed me, which won't necessarily make sense, but I'll very briefly tell you. It showed me a dot, and if the dot goes just one dot to the side, and then one dot to this side, and then back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like this. If it does this very quickly, it makes a line. So if it's doing this, which is, by the way, the thing you were talking about earlier, where God radiates and then he draws back into himself, right? If it does this very quickly, it just looks like this. It's just a line. You can't tell. If it does this very fast, it just looks like a line. And it's white. It's light. It's doing this with light. The dot is light. So it does this, and it shows me that a dot can become a line. And it also shows me that if the line, it is spinning, it becomes a dot, right? And then a line, and then a dot, and then a line. And then it does it this way, right? And it shows me like this. And then it does it both ways, which that becomes a cross. And then it does it randomly on the plane, right? And then it speeds that up, and that becomes a disc. And then it does it randomly off the plane, right? And that becomes a sphere of light. And it's trying to explain to me that what I think of as my mind is not mine, and it is everywhere. In all of space, in all of time, in every letter, in every aspect of knowledge, in history, in biology, in art, in science, in music, in dance, in dreaming, in thought, in math, all these things, they are one thing. And then it shows me the sphere, and it zooms way out on the sphere. And it draws a line from the sphere very far away. Let's say many light years away, right? It makes a line. And then it shows me that if the sphere moves just very slightly, this line that is radiating out of it will surpass the speed of light. Now, this is a very simple way of telling what I saw. I cannot explain what it meant. But what I realized...
The sphere turns a little bit. What happens to this ray, let us say?
Right. So imagine that you are on the Earth, right? You are looking at a star. And then you simply move your gaze to another star, right? Well, your vision has traversed many light years instantly. No problem.
Yeah.
Right? No problem with going faster than light in mind. And also, eventually, it showed me there's no such thing as time. Not the way we think. We
exactly.
are intellect. The logos is outside of time. Is outside of time. And so also time is not complete. It's doing this thing. It's like it's breathing, right? So there is, with each of this breathing, there's more of the past and there's more of the future. The future is not an end. It doesn't have an end.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like this. In any case, so it showed me these things and I was completely blown away. And also I could not speak of them. I had to learn how to translate what it showed me into something I could say, and that was very difficult. It was much more difficult. It was similar to the difficulty of remembering a dream, but it was much more difficult. It would show me things that don't exist in human knowledge. And I would have to figure out how to, the first problem was that I could not hold them in my memory. They would show me and it would immediately fade. I would have the insight, an insight so staggering that it could kill me with joy, and then immediately gone. And so I had to sustain the insight in my memory long enough to begin to translate it into something.
Wow.
And so that's a little bit of the story of what happened in that time. That is the
2002.
Yeah.
For 9 months.
Yes. Beginning about when I was conceived in May and ending about when I was born in December.
When is your birthday?
Christmas.
Christmas? Oh, another Capricorn in my life. I love it. Wow, the most important people in my life are Capricorns.
I rarely get along with them, but when I do get along with them, it's amazing.
Christmas Day, my mother's birthday.
What?
My mother's birthday was on Christmas Day. A mother. Amazing. My father, also a Capricorn, 14th of January. My best friend, mechanical engineer, on the 9th of January. My ex-husband on the 23rd of December. It's amazing. All the Capricorns and very important people in my life are Capricorns. I don't know.
I'll tell you a secret. Tell you a secret about Capricorn that the angel showed me. And by the way, you asked who it was. I don't know who it is. Sometimes I think of it as the logos. I asked it questions. And I can, we can have another conversation about this, but so it said things like, in Egypt, they thought of me as Thoth. In South America, I was Quetzalcoatl. In Christian faith, I'm like Metatron. All the, it was like in the Greek myths, I'm Hermes.
Yes, because it's Thoth is Hermes. Wow. I must tell you that, I'm sure, because it has been revealed to me during meditation, the shocking experience, that it explained to me all the bad stages of my life accompanied with deaths, because my life is, it's like a process through deaths. I lost everybody in my family except my grandmother and my brother. It was amazing. And the spirit explained to me why these deaths had to happen, had to occur, and how they helped me developing abilities that are useful in the work I do now. It was amazing.
Yes. We suppose that death is an impoverishment. Something is being taken away from us. And it would rarely occur to us that the thing that is being taken away, something far more profound is being given at the same time. The disappearance over here is the appearance over here, right? And so, death is such a fascinating I also have experienced deaths. And I've had experiences where I'm close to death too. But lately I have come to wonder, and I have questions for you about this, which we can chase in a moment. I've come to wonder if perhaps we have this very backwards, and that death is like the shining star, and life, getting born, is actually a problem. The thing you want to be afraid of is getting born. That's where you're going to have a lot of trouble, right? You don't have to be afraid of dying, but you want to be really scared about the possibility of getting born, number one. And
Yes,
two,
yes, exactly.
it's like a joke, right? It's like a comedian, right? He's like, death, no problem. Problem, getting born. Now you're in trouble. You get a body, you're going to have a rough go, right? You're going to have some trouble. But you're also going to have beauty and humor and play and discovery and anamnesis and love and all these other things. So it's also good. But it occurred to me something very strange a little while ago after talking with a woman who was recently paralyzed from the chest down in a car wreck. And
Oh my God.
we had the most amazing conversation. And I learn so much when I'm with her, not necessarily because of what she says, but something inside her communicates to me, and I can see. It gives me like there's a light that makes me see differently. And what I was thinking that is very surprising to me is that what if, as we walk through life, we grow and we learn, but we also have a sense of what to seek. Right? We have both desire, affinity, and also disaffinity. I don't want that. Get that away from me, right? We have this sense of what to seek and what to avoid. Yeah. And what if our desires and our learning and our love affairs, our romances and our tragedies and all these things, what if they are being organized by our death, leaking backwards into our life moment to moment? Right? Why? What if insight and awareness and affinity and disaffinity are the intelligence of after our death speaking back to us while we are alive? It's just a toy. I'm not saying it is this way, but it's very interesting to entertain this perspective. What do you think?
Yeah. Actually, when I was 16, I had an experience with my father who had gone away. I mean, he had passed away at his 47. He was 47. And 30 days after his death, he came to my dream, which was not just a dream, was a great experience. And he said, I want to show you, to answer all the questions you may have. That's why I came here. And I asked him to take me to the place where he was then, to the afterlife place. And the amazing thing is that what I saw then, it was so, I mean, it was like living it in reality. I had an experience so intense that I remember myself getting up and trying to find him inside. It was actually here we used to have a mirror in the house here. Now I have this statue, this very nice relief.
Uh-huh.
We usually, and he appeared from this mirror, and I came here in my living room trying to find here and spot him, and he told me even the time. He told me that it is nearly 5 o'clock, and I'm not allowed to stay longer than I can stay here before the sun comes out. So when I got up, he told me the time 5 minutes to 5, and when I woke up and I got up, it was 3 minutes to 5, and I was so shocked that I could not even pronounce a word for 3 hours. I was trembling like that. And then what I saw then, I found them written in some plates, tablets, Orphic tablets we call them, that are golden tablets that were found on the chest of deceased people who were considered to be initiates of the last stage and were going for divinization, and they found this, and the description of the place where they were going, and it was written on these tablets, and it was exactly what I experienced. So the transition between the two places, if you realize that, and if in the Eleusinian Mysteries, this is what you experienced. You went there, you saw what happens, and then you came back, and then you realized that this is Addis. Addis is our world. And the Addis is considered to be dark and humid. It's like the room of my mother that I'm inside. I come into this cave, and I experience the darkness, because there the ethereal fields are light, always. And here I experience the opposites. I mean, dark and life, and light, life and death, cold and heat, or whatever, warmth. So I have to experience this labdoma, And when I realized that this experience is not that pleasant, because I come down here to pay off my karmic debts, what I did to others, of course, to experience some pleasure, because without it, the life would be unbearable. And we are we are bestowed, how you say,
endowed.
Endowed. Yes,
We are endowed.
We are endowed. We are endowed with a gift of feeling the pleasure, because the angels do not have the free will to choose, they don't have free will. They are obedient, or obedient to the laws of the cosmic mind, and they perform what they have to perform. But we have, because we come down here in a field of duality, I mean, with all these opposites, we have to experience the opposites. And it's up to us to choose the one or the other way to live our life. And we are the ones that express the essence, that means the mind and the purity of the essence inside a world of duality. And we are honored by the gods for that, because no angel can do that. And I think that whatever you described to me, that I found fascinating about the network and the effort of something that I don't know how you call it, to try to affect the minds of the people in order to orient them to other things that are not important for their evolution, and having them as victims, say, of sucking energy from them. My English is not perfect, but you understand what I say. So, and that only Hermes is the one that can establish the connection of this network in its right state. You understand? what I mean. We have a myth saying that Zeus was wrestling with Typhon. Typhon is the word, and the Typhon is the spirit of the evil. Okay, of the evil, and Zeus was wrestling with him, and he shot him with the bolt of thunder, but it was not enough for Zeus. He wanted to wrestle with him, and then Typhon got a scythe that cut the nerves and the tendons of Zeus here and in the legs, and Zeus could not move, and then Typhon took Zeus inside a cave, which is called Korikyon, and is in Turkey. Now Turkey, it was there, and it was a cave, and he put them there together with the cut tendons, and only Hermes, for this slide, could reassemble this and could listen to this. It's amazing. And Hermes says, I cannot do it by myself. I need a human. And the human was called a Yipan. I will explain to you. A Yipan. Now, write down this, because I think it fully explains whatever you say to me. I connect it with the myths I know, and I give the explanation. And a Yipan is the word ega. Ega means goat. And Pan is a god, like we call it faun, like the fauna and the flora. In Greek is Panida, Chlorida. Pan is the god who is the son of Hermes in our mythology. And Pan means everything. Everything means Pan. This is what actually governs all the universe, Pan. And Pan is as the son of Hermes is what is the one that expresses logos, because Hermes is the god of logos. Logos means speech, means reason, and also means a part of the whole, which is just a minute, I'll tell you. Plasma, just a minute, because I know that somehow I miss plasma. Fraction. I remembered it. It's a fraction. So logos means fraction. Logos means, and also means analogy. You see analogy? It has the logos inside. Analogia. So logos means reason, means cause. What's the reason for that? Okay, means cause, means speech, and also it means fraction, because you are a fraction of the whole.
Also ratio. Rationality, ratio. What is this
You
word?
see? Exactly. Ratio, yes.
What is the word that ends in pan that you were?
Yipan, the name of the human.
Yeah, what is it? Spell it.
write down E, let's say, actually is alpha and iota, which is called E in Greek. The letter alpha and the iota, the I, together are called E. So we have these letters in Aegipan. E, Y, G is like G, like year, but we pronounce it G, like the Y, like year. Okay. Y, so you can write Y in order to know the pronunciation. And then again I, Y, Pan, P-A-N.
Aipan.
Yipan is the name of the human that Hermes uses in order to reconnect the cut tendons of Zeus.
There is something that I must share with you privately because we are recording that makes this story extremely important for me. We will talk a bit later. But yeah,
Okay.
I must share with you about this. This is mind-blowing important.
Amazing.
I'm with you.
All right. So Aegipan is, we have Pan, which is the god under whom all the living beings are. And we call fauna in the, yes, you know, faunus, how you...
Like a man with a goat's feet and a reed
Yes.
and
And
plays.
horns here.
Yeah,
Exactly,
horns,
exactly,
plays
exactly.
the pipes. Yeah, yeah. Faun.
You know,
Yeah.
faun. We call it faun. And here it means Socrates says that this is an image that shows it corresponds the body of the animal part of the body to the lying, when you say lie, when you tell lies. It is, we call pseudis logos, means the words you say lies, you tell lies. So the lying part here, and the human part is the truth. And then, but I would say that from the animal state of my existence, because like I have these animal desires inside me, like to eat, to make sex, make sex and all this stuff. All these are animal desires, and from that a human part is coming out, which means the more fine sides, aspects of my existence, feelings and mind. You see, this is the human thing. Down here is the animal state, and up here is human state. And the corns here are like antennas that connect me to the upper world. Okay, so this is a challenge. Fun is a challenge. From your animal behavior, you have to not exert, how you say it, you have to exit, to take out from that, to evolve to a better state, like which resembles the human part of your body, to focus on the finest qualities of your existence, which is the feelings and the mind, and then try to vibrate to such an extent that you can connect to the heavens. So this is the body of the Pana. And the flute has 7 holes, or 7, which are the 7 chakras. So it plays the human soul with his hands. And Panas is a shepherd, but the animals that he herds are goats, are not sheep. Because the goat has the tendency to go up high, like the unicorn, you see.
Yeah,
The,
the goat can actually climb up a straight wall. It can
yes,
go up
exactly.
a plane.
And these are the spiritual heights.
Mhm.
So the goat is a symbol of the human soul that reaches the highest spiritual levels. You see? And overcomes the fear of death. And it can never be enclosed inside, how you say there, inside the place where you put the sheep.
Oh, a
It's
pen.
stable.
Yeah, stable or a pen.
A
Okay, there's
pen.
something, I just want to go back to something very briefly, and then we'll continue. So you know the Capricorn, right? It's a very strange thing. It's a goat with a fish's tail. Doesn't make any sense, right? They can't
Yes,
climb
it does.
mountains.
It does. It does. I will tell you why.
Okay.
Because in order to reach this higher level of spirituality, you have to control your sentimental stated feelings. And here is Poseidon, and here is the sea inside you. Because you are in the watery state of the feelings. So your back, your past is full of feelings and up and down and wavy.
Yeah, but
And
you have a
then
tail.
exactly, and then your new state is the goat. You see, you live back your turbulent sentimental state and you evolve into a spiritual being that reaches the ridges, the mountain ridges of the spirituality, let us say.
That's
The top.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's even better than what I was shown because it like often when we speak, it's like I have a piece of something and then you speak and now it becomes a whole thing, right? So
Yeah.
exchange, there's like this remembering, right? That coming
Yeah.
back.
And remembering, yes, exactly that.
So what I was going to say
And
is,
I find what you say extremely interesting because it fits. I mean, it suits all this
it's the same.
understanding that I have. So this exchange, it's another point of view, but actually we talk about the same thing.
It's the same over here. Yeah, the same over here. So what I was shown was that the goat, the Capricorn goat, it's a goat for climbing in the ocean, and it's climbing in the ocean of the sky. It's a star goat. The ocean of the upper waters, it climbs in the upper waters, right? And so that's why it has this tail. But what you have shared, these two things together are much better than either of them by themselves, right?
I can tell you something that actually explains exactly what you were told. Now, because the state of the ether in Omer is called Als, and from that we have the word salt, because you write it with A, and the word Als is the calm sea, and is a symbol whenever Omer says Als, we have two words for the sea. The word Als and the word Thalassa, which means the sea. And when you talk about the heavenly sea, is Als. And when you talk about the human down here, the sea of our existence here, of the material world, is Thalassa.
Awesome. Yeah.
See?
Mhm.
So when he showed you this, that he tries to climb in the ethereal sea, because when you reach this state, you leave back the turbulent state. Okay, this is another thing. But from the one kind of sea, you go to another kind of sea.
Mhm.
From
Yes.
the Thalassa, you go to the Alps. You see?
Yes. Yes. I see.
Uh, in the genitive, we say the sea of the sea. We say ice. is allos, and what derives from the als is alas, and alas means salt, means alas. Alas, alatos is the alas in Greek means salt, and the genitive is alatos. From the word alatos, we have the A, the L, the T, alatos, and we have a sign on the first A, and this sign is pronounced S, like super is from the word hyper with this sign. And the sign becomes S at the beginning of the word, okay? So we have alatos, and the sign goes S, and salatos, salt. And that's why you write it with A, because it's the word alatos. You see?
Yes.
And how you take the salt? You have very shallow waters, calm waters, seawater, and then with the power of the sun, and then this water evaporates, and it leaves the salt behind. So this is the power of my mind, which is solar power, and here we have the evaporation of the feelings under the light of the sun. You understand? Έλα, πηγή μου. Όχι, έχω ένα, μιλάω με Σαν Φραντσίσκο και είναι μια πολύ ενδιαφέρουσα συζήτηση με κάποιον που περίμενε 2 μήνες αυτό τη συνέντευξη. Είναι καταπληκτικό. Είναι πάρα πολύ. Πες μου, το έλαβες?
Έλαβα, αλλά πατάκια μου δεν γίνεται. Έχουν έρθει μόνο πολύ λίγες, γιατί δεν μπορούν αυτές να, δηλαδή δεν έχουν τα όργανα, οι φωτογραφίες τόσο και
οι φωτογραφίες μου προσπαθώ να βάλω όλο αυτό το αρχείο.
Πρέπει σε WeTransfer να μου το στείλει.
Κοίτα, να σου πω κάτι. Περίμενε. Μόλις τελειώσω εδώ με αυτό, θα στο στείλω σήμερα όπως τίποτα. Πάρε το Γρηγόρη, και εγώ του έγραψα ότι είμαι εδώ πέρα στη συνέντευξη, και πες του μόλις κλείσω θα τον πάρω να με καθοδηγήσει τι να τα κάνω αυτά. Εντάξει.
Αν μπορείς, έχεις το email να λεφτό που σου έχει στείλει τις φωτογραφίες ο Στέφος?
Μου είχατε στείλει τις φωτογραφίες. Κάποιος μου τις είχε στείλει, δεν θυμάμαι, θα το βρω.
Η Λουίζα.
Ναι, νομίζω.
Εντάξει, μάτια μου, φιλάκια.
Εντάξει, έλα. Sorry.
It's fine. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to hear the music of Greek language. So beautiful.
Really?
Yes. I'm so excited. No, it's perfect. To hear this beautiful music of you speaking this way. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I have many other questions. How are we on time? How are you doing? How is your body? Do you need food, water? How are you?
This lady here is a composer, and he was he got the second prize in a universal competition in California in the year 2021 and 2022, continuously two times, for the composing of music for orchestras and for music for poetry. That he took important poets, Greek poets, and she made the music. And now, for the first time, because we are friends, I met her 1 year ago, and we are, it's like you that we met and we said, wow. And every one of us has a certain task to perform in order to be able to materialize this unity, among.
Yes.
And the first, and she offered to make music for some excerpts of Socratic logos from Cratylus, and it's the first time that the Socratic logos is accompanied with music by this composer. And it's that's why she wants me to send her some images and all this stuff. We went to a studio. We and we found people that played with ancient musical instruments, all this music, and another person that sang very nicely from the opera, And we will have a CD with the Socratic logos sung with the music of Piguillas.
Oh,
It's amazing.
that's so
Yeah.
interesting because when you were speaking with her, in my mind, I thought, oh, the beautiful music, the music of their voices. I love the music. This is what I'm thinking while you're speaking.
She's the composer. It's amazing.
And then you tell me, oh, I'm sorry. It's like you give me a beautiful present and they're like, I'm terribly sorry, right? I'm so sorry to give you this beautiful thing. Please forgive me. It's hilarious. Okay, gosh,
Yeah.
so many questions. So how are you? How is your body? Are we okay? How is your time?
The only thing I don't mind continuing, but I have to send her a few things that she needs now, some pictures, stuff, because she wants to prepare the CD and she needs things that I have on my computer. So I have to call another person that helps me with the computer stuff, and because I'm not that familiar with this. Well, you cannot do everything.
Yes.
I would say we could, if you wish, we could organize another meeting to say more things, because I find this extremely interesting what you do now, and I have this very, very positive feeling and an inner call that I should continue this with you. And who knows how we can collaborate or something, how we can, to find out amazing things that have shocked us. And we live this, we experience this. It's amazing. And I think because we cannot know everything, we have to share experiences and ways of thinking in order to find out the cosmic truth.
Yes.
And when you enter this path, let us say, you step on that, you cannot get away. I mean, it's so... No, you cannot go back to your previous way of thinking. It's like seeing the light, you cannot go back to darkness.
It's true.
We can continue for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Right.
And then, if you wish, I can come back to you on Thursday night.
I wish.
Because I have to go somewhere. As soon as I come back, maybe it is 11 o'clock at night here, or 12, I will tell you. So it's good time for you. I don't mind if we do it late, okay?
Right.
But Thursday, it's going to be great, because Monday, Tuesday, and mainly Tuesday and Wednesday, I prepare my lesson for the Pythagoreans. It is amazing. And I need so many hours to prepare the course every time. And it's amazing because I cannot find some information for the analysis, about the analysis of this. And I have to like take from up there what I, and then write the script, some passages, and make pictures to convey to them, to convey to people how I understand things, because I cannot, we don't have comments of ancient philosophers. They went to the fire, they burned them. And we don't have the explanation of the Pythagoreans. And I'm so blessed that I can understand things that other people cannot realize, because, and I take advantage of my studies, the previous studies, because as an engineer, I understand about numbers. And the lesson is the philosophy of the numbers. Amazing.
This makes sense.
And yes, exactly. And Tuesday and Wednesday, I am fully focused on that. So on Thursday, after I come back from, I have to go somewhere, and after I come back, no matter what time it is, I will let you know on your email, okay? And we can connect, we can continue, right?
Yes, beautiful. I would love that.
Yeah.
We should perhaps at some point exchange another way to communicate better than email, if you're comfortable with that. So like a phone number or something. But
you have my phone number, no?
no, not yet. But don't say it now. You could email it to me or something, just because we don't want it on the recording.
Okay, I will give you my phone number, and you can, I have a Viber, a WhatsApp, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just so that we can be in immediate contact through our phones.
Yes.
I'm curious. So, one of the things I asked the angel about is there evil? And
The evil.
Evil. Yeah, is there evil? And it was reticent to assert that evil exists. What it implied was that and I'm very interested to have a longer conversation about this with you. But what it implied was that what we think of as evil is not the presence of something bad, it is the absence of the intelligence and the light of the divine. It is something that is missing. It's not something that is there, it's something that is missing. What do you think?
Yeah. Because we live in the world of the opposites, as I said, of how you say adversaries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A word of adversaries. There should be the opposite of the good here,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the material world like that.
Right.
Most important reason, however, why there should be the evil here is that this helps me pay off my karmic debts.
Yes.
Yes, if
I
to you, I expect something good to me. If I do if I do harm, okay, there must be a way to experience what I did to you in myself. And there must be somehow a person to do this to me. And this is very useful because because I pay for that behavior and I learn not to repeat it.
Yes.
Because you see, whenever I realize that what happens to me is because of the bad behavior of the past, okay, this is an important lesson I take. So the evil, nemesis.
Hubris summons nemesis.
Hubris
Summons nemesis.
Hubris.
Arrogant, hubris, pride, hubris. It calls to nemesis. And nemesis comes.
Ibris.
Yeah.
Now I understand. Ibris, yes. Ibris, yes. Calls for nemesis. Yes, exactly.
Nemesis is hungry. Nemesis is hungry. And hubris is a signal like food over here. Here's food for you, nemesis. Right? I've got lots of food. Nemesis is very hungry. So he comes running. Right? Yeah.
You know what nemo means? Nemesis is from the verb nemo. Nemo means distribute. And nomos is the law. Is the distribution of justice.
Mm.
So nemesis, it means distribution of the law. And the law is the justice, the cosmic law.
Balance, the restoration of balance.
Of balance, exactly, the restoration of balance.
Filling
Exactly.
the water is going like this. The restoration, it stills the water. When the water is still, it is a perfect mirror of origin. Origin can shine on the water, and it's perfect.
Exactly. This is what I say in my, lessons. Exactly this, as you said. So the sea surface must be flat and not wavy in order for the ray to be radiated backwards. Otherwise, it cannot find its way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the existence of evil is necessary to teach you things that you should avoid and not repeat them. Okay. And the other thing is that with this network, this thing that tries to disturb this network and exploit this, it actually is actually fed from humans' negative feelings.
Yes, it is. It feeds on that.
Especially fear.
Mm-hmm. Fear, hatred, anger, certain kinds of desire, selfish desire, right? Altruistic desire, it is like the antidote. Altruistic desire is antidote to the feeding. Yeah.
Altruistic, exactly. So when I care about my fellow humans,
when
I care about my friends, this is the antidote.
Yeah.
This is the antidote.
Not just the humans, the creatures, the animals, everything.
All the creatures. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So we schedule this for next Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very gladly. And so focus on whatever you want to ask me and discuss. I really enjoy talking with you. And Thursday is the best time I have in the week because it's right after the lesson and I'm relaxing because the preparation of the lesson is it takes a lot of energy and focusing and all this stuff for me.
I understand. Maria,
okay.
I have not had joy like this in a long time. I just love your way in the world, your spirit, your mind. It's so beautiful, so healing, so filled with the light that you speak of.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And tell me, Darren, about your origin. You were born in California, in the States.
I was, yes, and I've never really traveled anywhere. I've been in California my entire life. I haven't seen other countries. I have seen where the angels live, but not where the other humans live.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's so yeah, mostly Northern California. And I live in San Francisco now for almost 40 years.
And your parents are Americans?
My father's parents were from Sicily, and he grew up on the East Coast in Brooklyn. And my mother's parents were French Canadian.
Oh, really?
Huguenot, just like Huguenot people in my ancestry.
Sicily are Greeks. You know that?
I know.
Wow. Yeah. This is the origin that you see common things.
Yeah, it used to be called what were
Hebrew. You studied Hebrew.
Yeah, but I studied Hebrew, but the angel taught me. It was the angel I studied it with. And I learned gematria. I learned gematria with the angel. The number gematria numbers, right? The numbers of
how you spell it? Gematria EU.
This is gematria.
Oh, how do you spell it? This is the Hebrew, the Jewish letters.
It's also Greek. Greek also has gematria. It's Gemetria. It means the numbers of the letters, the numeric.
G-E-M.
Gematria. Gematria.
Not geometry. It's another thing.
Right.
Geometry. Wow.
So like
You told us, and you studied Hebrew. You studied.
with the angel.
Yes.
The angel teaches
I mean, he taught you the letters only, or some words.
the letters and the numbers that are with the letters, and also words. And then, of course, I read some Hebrew, I learn on my own a little bit. But yeah, it used the letters to teach me principles and the meanings of numbers, like in Pythagoras, the meanings of numbers.
It's the meanings of numbers. Yes, like in Pythagoras. What you told me sounds like the Pythagoreans, It's
Yes, it is.
It
It's the same.
wow.
It is the same basic thing. It's the Hebrew branch of the same tree, right?
Yeah.
And there's much to be learned here, because I can't tell whether it seems like the Greek predates the Hebrew. I'm not sure the Hebrew, at least not the written Hebrew. I don't think it predates the Greek, but this is a complex thing. I just have one simple, quick question. There is this madman. He's a classicist. He reads ancient Greek. His name is Ammon Hillman. You ever heard this name? We will talk about it further later.
Wow. Yeah.
He's a madman, but we can learn something even from people who are spinning.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's your last name?
I shouldn't say it here because I use a pen name, but I will tell you when you send me your phone number. I'll tell you.
Okay. So I will write my phone number here. You have the WhatsApp? What do you have?
Yes. Yeah, I have WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So on WhatsApp, and you have Viber too. Viber.
Not Viber. I have Boxer. Voice.
No, but I have WhatsApp. It's okay.
Yeah. We'll use WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll write down now. I will give you my phone number. So next time we can send messages there.
Yes.
To our other meeting, okay?
Yes.
Nice.
All blessings to you, Maria. I hope things go well with the composer. That's a wonderful connection. And I can't wait to see the results. I want to get a copy of your book. So when you send me your phone number, please send me your website as well. I was there once, but I couldn't find the link. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because we had many problems with this stuff, and it was finally it works. So we can you can it's going to be very useful for you. I'm sure you will find things there.
Yeah, I think so too.
You will expand your horizons with this. I'm sure you will find things. Okay, nice talking to you. I will send you my phone number right away. Bye.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I look forward to Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.